Hello everyone, my name is Tsukasa Shibuya. Today's topic is President Trump aims to separate China and Russia. Okay, I will start. First of all, I'd like to express my gratitude to the China Outlook in Chinese. My story was based on that. In recent months, many containers sent to Europe by a China-EU liner have been detained as a result of a significant increase in cargo inspections by Russian customs, which has complicated the inspection process. Some shipments have been delayed further by result to open boxes for inspection, and goods that previously would have arrived in 10 days can now wait 2 months or more. According to a report by the Chinese media, ObserverNet, on February 19th, at least several thousand Chinese-made containers have been detained on the Russian side. Not only had the liners' containers have been detained, but the Russian media have also begun to blame China, accusing it of betraying Russia. During an inspection, Russian customs found that the original Chinese-made cargo detained for Poland contained products that could be used for military purposes, including drone parts, camouflage uniforms, and military boots. The Russians discovered that Polish companies were purchasing products from China that could be used by the Ukrainian military, shipping them to Poland on Central European trains through Russian territory, and then sending them to Ukraine. One Russian newscaster accused Beijing of betraying Moscow, saying China sold drones to Ukraine that killed Russian soldiers. The Trump administration's involvement in mediated the Russian-Ukraine war may be a preparation to unite with Russia to control China in order to counter the Chinese threat in the future. U.S. critic Tan Jian-yuan noted that Trump's idea is to completely exclude China's involvement in ceasefire talks between Russia and Ukraine. On February 17th, President Zelensky responded to a media question about whether he would consider involving China in peace negotiations by saying that he would not rule out possibility of Chinese participation in the peace process. On the other hand, while Russia has reportedly responded to ceasefire negotiations, it has not mentioned China even once. Russia is clearly in contrast to President Zelensky. Denis Huerta, former senior director for Asian Pacific Affairs at the White House National Security Council, points out, Trump may have a minimum goal that if there is a direct conflict between China and the US in the future, Russia will not help either. Strengthening US-Russian relations is exactly what the Trump administration wants, says Denis Huerta. This was allowed the US to focus its energy on Asia. China is very concerned about this, and Beijing prevented to want to help a remote peace. The Sino-Russian alliance is already fragile, and the US move may weaken it further. Tantinyuan believes that Trump has two main goals. First, he wants to end the Russian-Ukraine war as soon as possible. The second goal is to take this opportunity to draw Putin back to the Western camp. One of the conditions is that the US-Russia relations will normalize, sanctions will be lifted, and Russia will resume its participation in the G7. On the contrary, on February 17, The Economist analyzed that the overall direction of Trump's foreign policy strategy is that European allies must take on their own security responsibilities, and that the challenge from Beijing should be jointly contained by the allies. In the future, the focus of US policy is expected to be on the Indo-Pacific region. Speeches by officials, including Secretary of Defense Excess, have also asserted that the upcoming priority for the US will be a confrontation with China. That's all. Thank you very much for watching my YouTube, and I hope we can meet again on this net. Okay? Thank you.